Hey, welcome to A Break with KitKat, the podcast where we take a pause from life's chaos and keep it all the way real. I'm your host, KitKat, and today's episode, well, it's a little spicy. We're diving into a hard truth that a lot of people don't talk about out loud. Sometimes your family members are your biggest haters. Yeah, I said it. And you know what? It needs to be said. So, I just want to first apologize for the long wait for a new episode. This week has been full of trials and tribulations, and because of some issues inside of my family, I felt like this would be the best topic to talk about. So here it goes.
Give me a break, take it slow. A break with KitKat. Give me a break, take it slow. Give me a break, take it slow. Unwind with KitKat. A little me time. This look is for you. Let's set the mood right. See every story, every voice, plus every shine. A break with KitKat is your time. Take it slow. Unwind with KitKat. This look is for you. Let's set the mood. Give me a break, take it slow. Unwind with KitKat. A little me time. This look is for you. Let's set the mood right. See. Unwind with KitKat. A little me time. This look is for you. Let's set the mood right.
Let's start by being honest with ourselves. We love our families, right? But loving someone doesn't mean they always have your best interest at heart. Sometimes the people you expect to clap the loudest for you are the ones secretly hoping you fall flat on your face. Period. Okay? Story time. Story time. I got siblings, right? I have roughly 7 siblings. Guess how many I'm actually close with? I'll wait. None, right? Okay, so I have one sister that I actually adore, and we're actually just getting, acquainted with each other, and everything is going smoothly. Like, I've always wanted a sister. Don't like the Mufasa movie. I always wanted a sister, and I got one. So, but let's talk about the ones that I was actually raised with. All right. So I have a younger brother and a twin brother. And we never see eye to eye. Growing up, I felt like, I was doing my sisterly duty. I was protecting them. I was whooping ass because people wanted to mess with them. And, I felt like I was being a protective sister. Over time, when they started liking girls and stuff, I could see like the shadiness with these girls. And, when I used to, I'm used to standing up to them. So standing up for them, my bad. And when I stood up for them, I was all types of toxic and I was messy and I was doing too much. So I decided to step back. And then I, have this relationship with my twin brother. Everybody expects, oh, twins are supposed to be close. Twins are supposed to be close. So, he introduced me to his girlfriend. Me and his girlfriend, we got along really well. But, it's hard to be friends with your brother's significant other and also be close with your brother, because there are some instances where some females are just not loyal. They seem flirtatious around other men. They are, doing, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like stuck in the middle because on one end, she feels like she's being neglected by my brother. And on another end, I'm watching her actively flirt with other men. And I am at a crossroads not knowing what to do and who I'm supposed to be loyal to. But I was raised around family, family over everything. So I sided with my brother. And after numerous times of siding with him, he was manipulated and was like, oh, your sister's lying. Your sister's a liar. Who knows what actually was said? And so I was, and like in his mind, I'm this liar. I'm this person who messed up his relationship. And that pissed me off. So I took a step back and let whatever happened happen. I wasn't on anyone's side. I was chilling with her, and I was listening to him vent, and I just stood my ground and was just like, I just stayed out of it. But it was just like, for me, like, I graduated college. Guess how many siblings showed up for that? None. But they would show up for other people. They would show up for their girlfriends or their friends or their best friends and whatnot. And guess how many times they check up on their nieces? Very rarely. I might see them or hear from them on Christmas and Christmas only. It'll be a shock and a surprise to me that I actually do hear from them on a birthday, on my birthday, a birthday that we all three share. So it's a surprise to me. But that's neither here nor there. Let's see what else. It's like, for me, I can never do anything right. I got a twin that feels like he's higher than me. He's better than me because he has access to my mother's house. My mother passed away, and he doesn't even own the house, but he pays the bills in that house. And he feels like, oh, I got the house, I got the car, I'm better than you. And so when I do ask him for a little assistance, a little support, I had to listen to a lecture. I had to listen to him verbally abuse me on a regular basis, or never talk to me again after I help you with this, or I never want to hear from you. I don't care if I'm on my deathbed. So then when I ask him, like, okay, what about your nieces? He's like, oh, I said what I said. It is what it is. I don't know what makes them become so bitter towards me, like this hatred, after, I feel like I have supported them and protected them for half of their lives. But now that they are in a prison, they work in a prison, they feel like, oh, they are top dog. And I don't know what type of, confidence they gained from being in that prison and being in charge of prisoners, but I am not one of them. I am not a prisoner. And I hope they realize that. Like, mom raised us to be close to each other. We were all each other had. We have cousins that they seem to approach more than me. And I'm not talking about my little brother, because he has decided to have a whole different life outside of the life that he once knew. And that breaks my heart. It really does, because all I have ever done was try to keep us all together. So that just confuses me. Family is just not how it used to be. Once that glue that held everything together died, they died with her. And I'm at a point now where I have to worry about my family that I created by marriage. Like, at that point, there's nothing more to say, and there's nothing more to do. I can't feel bad because they're not checking up on my kids. My kids are great. My kids still think so highly of their uncles, and they aren't even there to support them. I let them know about dance recitals. I let them know about grades. I let them know about bullies in school. And all I get is static. They don't tell me about their lives. So why should I even continue to try to build a relationship with them, you know? So let's talk about how it shows up, because it's not always obvious. It's not always the aunt who talks slick at the family cookout. Sometimes it's that sibling who always has a backhanded compliment. Oh, wow, you started a business? That's cute. But do you think you'll actually make money from it? Or maybe it's your parents who never seem impressed no matter what you achieve. But of course, that's not me. My mom was always supportive of everything I did. So I have no say on the parent matter, but let me be clear. That's hate wrapped in concern, dipped in advice, and served with a side of jealousy or control. Now, listen, some of them don't even realize they're doing it. They've normalized comparison and competition so deeply they think it's love. But real love doesn't belittle you. Real love supports, corrects when needed, but always uplifts. It hits different when it's family, though. Like, you have no idea how depressed I feel knowing that the siblings that I was raised with since I was since I was first born. I was about to say 3 months old, but no, first born. That shit hurts. Like, you can't, you're supposed to be able to come to your family for any and everything. And of course, I'm not a nuisance with it. I don't come to them like, hey, let me borrow $20 every fucking day. Excuse my language, but this shit's got me hype. And it just hurts that, you can't even go to see them on holidays or vice versa. They don't even have any other nieces or nephews that they're around. Granted, they do have a nephew. We do have a nephew, and we do have nieces. We have one niece and three nephews. But me, I have been there since birth. And I'm pretty sure they check up on them more than they check up on the nieces that live in their state that live 5 minutes up the street. And I know that even though my kids don't know about what's going on because I don't let them know, they need to stay in a child's place. I'm sure they're like, "Where's Uncle? Uncle and Uncle." And it hurts my heart because I don't know what to say. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, it's just like, dang, I thought we were on the same team. But here's the thing, family haters often come from one of these three places, okay? Number one, insecurity. They see you doing what they were too afraid to do. Number two, control. They're mad you're stepping outside the box they built for you. Number three, jealousy. They see your light and it threatens the narrative they've built in their heads. You shine too bright and suddenly their shadows feel exposed. Now, let's get into the guilt trip. But that's your mom, but he's your brother. You only get one family. Let me tell you something right now. Toxic is toxic. Titles don't excuse behavior. Blood makes you related, but love, respect, and consistency, that's what makes you family. We've got to stop letting guilt keep us in relationships that dim our light. Let me keep it real. I have been there. I remember when I told a family member that I was launching this podcast. You know what they said? "Oh, everybody's doing that now. What makes yours different?" Not, "Congratulations." Not, "How can I support you?" Just shade. Like that shit pissed me off. And guess who still hasn't listened to a single episode? Exactly. But guess what? I kept going because their opinion doesn't pay my bills. Their approval didn't define my purpose. Sometimes you got to clap for yourself, especially when your circle is quiet. So, how do we protect ourselves from family haters? Boundaries. And not just physical boundaries, emotional ones, conversational ones, energetic ones. Stop telling your dreams to people who've never dreamed for themselves. Stop shrinking to keep others comfortable. And stop accepting love that constantly hurts. Here's a boundary tip. I love you, but I won't tolerate disrespect, period. They might not like it, but you'll feel lighter, trust me. Healing from family hurt takes time, and forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You can love people from a distance. You can heal without reopening the door. Focus on the people who do support you. Build your own tribe. And remember, just because they didn't believe in you doesn't mean you're not worthy. Sometimes your success is the closure. So, to anyone listening who's felt unsupported by people closest to you, I see you and I feel you. And I want you to know you are not crazy. You are not ungrateful. You are not alone. Sometimes your family members really are your biggest haters, but that doesn't stop your shine. That means your glow is too bright to be ignored. Take that break, protect your peace, and keep pushing. And just to reiterate back on my story, there are siblings that I'm close with. I have an older brother, and I can appreciate him 100%, 10 toes down. He's someone that I can call when I need backup, when I need that advice, or when I need that laugh. So I'm not alone in my family. I do have my older sister and my older brother. And that helps. But of course, what hurts the most is just the two that I was raised with. We're supposed to be far closer than what a normal sibling is supposed to be. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but like we went through a lot together. We went from even though we might not even remember, but we went from foster kids to entitled brats. And I'm not blaming my mom, but she did everything she could to keep us together. And so I feel that because we're not close, I feel like my mom is in heaven looking down like she failed. Somewhere she failed to keep us close. And I tried to do what I could when my mom died to keep us close, but it only made things worse. So now I'm stepping back. I'm stepping back, and that's okay. You cannot make everyone happy, and you just gotta ignore the judgmental attitudes. And even if it's your blood, even if it's your blood that's the one judging you, you have to take my advice and keep pushing. You blinding these people, and that's okay. And here's the hardest pill to swallow. Sometimes the hate doesn't come from the family you were born into, but the one you created. That's right, your own household, your partner, even your children or siblings you helped raise can start repeating the same patterns you were trying to escape. But guess what? That's where you take your power back. You stop the cycle by choosing a different response. You create a new foundation rooted in love, support, and open communication. That means calling out unhealthy behaviors, teaching your children how to celebrate one another without comparison, and refusing to let jealousy or bitterness grow in silence. It's about creating a home where wins are celebrated, individuality is respected, and love doesn't come with conditions. So here's your challenge. Take a real look at the energy you allow in your home. Ask yourself, am I creating a space where love leads? Am I speaking life into my family? And if not, start today. Break this cycle, be the example, and become the kind of family member you always wish you had. Breaking the cycle starts with me, and I take that responsibility seriously as a parent. In my home, I've made it a priority to create a safe and uplifting environment where my kids feel loved, respected, and heard. I don't allow my children to tear each other down. I correct it immediately because I refuse to let them grow up thinking that jealousy, competition, or insults are normal forms of love. I teach them to be each other's biggest fans, to cheer the loudest when one of them succeeds, and to recognize that when one wins, we all win. I let them know it's okay to stand up for each other, especially when facing bullies or people who try to bring them down. And when conflict does happen between them, and it will, and it does, I don't let it fester. We talk it out, we get to the root, we learn how to communicate instead of criticize. I also make sure they spend quality time together, building memories and bonds that go beyond blood. Because I'm not just raising kids, I'm building a foundation of love and unity that I hope they'll carry into adulthood. That's how you break generational curses with intention, patience, and a whole lot of love. So, if today's episode hit home, I want you to take a deep breath and remind yourself you have the power to break this cycle. You don't have to settle for dysfunction just because it's familiar. You can choose love, respect, and healing, even if you didn't grow up with it. And if you're already doing the work, especially as a parent, keep going. Every time you correct the behavior, encourage love, or choose to respond differently, you're planting seeds that'll grow into something beautiful. Your legacy doesn't have to be pain. It can be peace. It can be support. It can be something you're proud to pass down. Now, let's talk about next week. I'm switching things up with something a little lighter because I know for the past 3 episodes it's been deep, but this is still full of good vibes and real talk. The next episode is called KitKat's Miami Vacation, and I'll be spilling all the tea about my recent trip, what I learned, what I loved, and what absolutely needed a whole moment of venting. And guess what? I just might be bringing on some special guests who were there with me to share their side of the story. So you don't want to miss it. It's going to be fun, unfiltered, and full of energy. So until next time, thank you so much for taking a break with me. Stay real, stay kind, and as always, take care of your mind, protect your peace, and never let anyone dim your light.
Give me a break, take it slow. A break with KitKat. Give me a break, take it slow. Give me a break, take it slow. a break, take it slow. Unwind with KitKat.